for Rick Camp, who knew I was an instructor at other universities and knew I was looking to get into a place with passionate students who know what they want to do. They know this is what they want to do for a living, and I have absolutely found that in my time here at IMS. The students are driven, they're passionate about broadcasting, radio, TV, internet, every asset of broadcasting they are completely passionate about, and it's very refreshing for me, having come from a university where students are obsessed with their general eds and other things that distract them from their major. These students here are here for one purpose and one purpose only, and that's to break into the broadcasting business, and it's some of the best and brightest young talent I've seen in my 16 years in the industry. My name is Jay Zawatsky. I'm an executive producer for 670 The Score. I'm an instructor here at IMS, and I am IMS.
I came to Illinois Media School because I want to give back to the current students. It's something that really means a lot to me as an instructor, as a mentor, because I've been in this business for over 20 years, so it meant a lot to me to be able to come back and just teach some of the tricks of the trade to the students here at Illinois Media School. I've enjoyed my time tremendously here because I'm able to speak one-on-one with the students, having that personal touch, telling them about some of the pitfalls of the business, some of the positives of the business as well. I think that after 20 years of doing this, it means a lot that I can be able to lend my expertise and talk about some of the things I had to go through, so that way they're not frustrated, so they feel like, hey, you know what, someone's listening to my problems. So I definitely want to do that. I love the students here at Illinois Media School, and the reason why is because you can see the desire in their eyes. You can tell that they really want to take it to the next level. I admire what they're doing because in this particular era of broadcasting, they have so many things they could do. It could be radio, it could be television, it could be web design, they could do so many different things. So I'm so happy that they had the opportunity.
Welcome one, welcome all. We are live here on SportsTownChicago.com to Pete Ferrari alongside one of our outstanding color commentators. Excited for him to be joining the broadcast booth for the first time ever. Colby, you went from the field up here, but you know it's a little bit nicer up here, right?
Yeah, much better view. Won't get as tired.
Again, we got Colby Newquist here joining us on the broadcast for this evening's game and possibly the rest of the season, so that would be an outstanding venture. As we get started, though, the starting lineups, we will start with the visiting Madison 76ers.
In goal, we'll have Salazar, number 11, Barry, Boltman, number 17, Glenn, 31, Kustra, 27 is Lau, 10 is Lobsinger, 36, Vitao, 6, Novak, 20, Pill, and 41, Samba.
Now, the 56ers, before we get into the home Borealis, what is your outlook on today's game? What do they have to do coming in here to Mooseheart?
For the 56ers, you know, it's always tough to travel away from home. They had a tough draw against the Croatian Eagles like Borealis did last week. I imagine Borealis will be looking to maintain most of the possession, so 56ers are going to have to do their best to take advantage of their chances and either hit them on set pieces or counterattacks.
The last time we broadcasted the Aurora Borealis, it was a thrilling game with a score in the 88th minute to take the advantage and come away with the victory in that day's game. Refresh our listeners what's happened in the past 3 weeks.
Well, we had a little time off, which was nice to kind of reevaluate the game and see what we need to work on. And then we traveled up to Milwaukee to take on one of the oldest teams in the United States, soccer club, the Croatian Eagles. And it was a tough game, 1-0 loss. We definitely had enough chances to win the game. Just didn't take them. An unfortunate red card to one of our starting center backs really hindered us in the final stages. But otherwise, it was a positive game, and so I don't think the boys will be too disappointed. They'll want to look to move forward and get a victory, especially at home.
Moving along to the home Aurora Borealis, the starting lineups in tonight's matchup.
In goal is going to be Robert Marquez. In the back, we're going to have Art Garza next to Ryan Salazar. Out wide is going to be Christian Patango. On the opposite side of him is going to be Chava. In the midfield is going to be Ponce next to Alan Cameron. Will Butler is going to be out wide, along with slipped the name here, Akeem Siraji, and then Chris Freeman's going to lead the line up top.
So, switching now to the approach that the Borealis may take. Like you said, it was a thrilling start to the season, tough with the red card. Now they're back home. What does Aurora have to do to come away with a victory today?
They just got to keep playing like they have been. It was a good win the opening week. I imagine they're going to have tons of the ball, especially with the players they have in the midfield, and the talent of Freeman, Akeem, and Butler for the front three. Take their chances when they get them.
All right, we're going to take a quick timeout for the national anthem. Ohio Moose Complex, North Aurora, Illinois. Pete Ferreri, Colby Newquist here on the call on behalf of SportsTownChicago.com. Today, as always, powered by the BNAir.com network and the Illinois Media School. Conditions today, 70 degrees, slight breeze coming out of the west. Will that affect the players at all, or is it good conditions?
No, perfect conditions is exactly what they want. Won't be too hot, won't be too cold, so it's ideal playing conditions.
So it looks like going left to right are going to be your home Borealis wearing the blues. I like these kits today. I have not seen these before. They were warming up in the oranges. They played in the oranges last time, but wearing the blue kits with white trim, white numbers. The visiting 56ers wearing the red kits with the white numbers and letters, black shorts, and white socks. On the day, I like the fashion choice.
Yeah, different. We were in blue away from home, so interesting choice.
So again, we're excited for today's matchup here on SportsTownChicago.com. All home games are here live on SportsTownChicago.com. We're excited to have you with us. What are the referees looking for today?
Well, hopefully at this level they're going to let the boys play, intervene when they have to, but they always say the referees do the best job when you don't know they're there. So hopefully they allow a physical game and don't make any calls that cost anybody any major decisions.
As we look through some of the outstanding sponsors we have today, I want to remind everybody this game also brought to you in part by Chick-fil-A out of Batavia, 185 North Randall Road, Batavia, Illinois, 60510. You a fan of Chick-fil-A?
Yes.
Okay.
Big fan of it.
I wasn't sure. You're much more fit than I am, so I didn't know if you're like a vegan. You never know.
Not a vegan. Definitely love chicken.
Okay, good. I was just in Tennessee a few days ago, and I recall when the Chicagoland area didn't have Chick-fil-A, so you'd have to venture off to experience just the Chick-fil-A sauce and the original chicken. So everybody, make sure you go to 185 North Randall Road, Batavia, Illinois. So we're going to actually switch the sides left to right. On the dial are going to be the visiting 56ers. Right to left are going to be the Borealis. When we look at the goalie kits for today, your home goalie Marquez is going to be in the long sleeve green. The visiting goalkeeper Salazar is going to be in, it looks like, a black with red trim. I was always a long sleeve goalie myself.
Yeah, I would be a long sleeve goalkeeper too, especially on the turf.
Yeah.
Interesting that the referees opt to go with green with the color being so close to Marquez.
Didn't even see that. That's why we have you up here. The observation at its finest. Clock underway. Game underway here. Second home game of the season on SportsTownChicago.com. Welcome one, welcome all. We're glad to have you with us. Markings on the field. You're looking at the yellow for today's match, as those are going to be the soccer lines here on the football field of the Ramblers here at the Ohio Moose Complex, Mooseheart High School. I always love the backdrop from this view. You get a little road and just some great trees, good setting. I've seen people before stop and then come to the game because they, see lights, action. Ooh, I got to go, flashy. Good challenge at the near sideline. That's going to be a throw-in for the Borealis. Left foot of Salazar. Now it's going to be a throw-in.
It'll be interesting to watch. Olan's playing just behind the striker there. His first game for Borealis. He's been well. He's done well in training, so it'll be interesting to see how he fits into the team today.
You mentioned the training. He was not part of the roster or active roster, one could say, being his first game. What would you suggest if you were to give him some advice right now as to how to handle this situation?
Just enjoy the moment and stick to your instincts. I think sometimes people read into it a little too much. They overthink it and, they get in their own head and make silly mistakes. But seeing him in training, he's been a good player, makes good decisions with the ball. So as long as he sticks to his instincts, I think he'll be okay.
Goalkeeper sends it with a chip right past midfield. Header keeps possession for the 56ers. Good vision there by the Borealis. Looking near side, Butler taken away. 2-on-1, 56ers keep possession. They try to do a stretch. That goes out of bounds. The Borealis in the home opener, very aggressive, getting what I like to say.
Here's a chance for Freeman.
Making a move. Shot. Goal! Light him up, you Borealis. 1-0. And he's dancing and grooving. Talk us through it. I was going to ask you what could be a pacing of today because it was 1-0 in the 8th minute of the first game of the season. Here in the 3rd minute of the game, already a goal. Talk us through the replay, Colby.
Was a lovely long ball through, and Freeman known for his pace, and he's tricky in the box, and it's a great finish as he comes back to his favorite right foot and just curls it into the far corner. That's what he does. He's not a traditional center forward, but I think Shadeo picks him because he gets in behind and he's clever in the box.
Outstanding camera work by our crew here today, powered by the Illinois Media School. I was just going to say, game 1, the opening night, they scored in the 8th minute, almost had a second one, but they are called an interference. And already we have a foul, waiting to see.
It's going to be a foul against Olan's, and it'll be a good position for Borealis. You would fancy they may put it in the box, maybe have an effort on the near post here, but I imagine it's going to go into the box.
When you have a 1-0 lead this early on in the contest, what's the mindset? Keep building? Do you try to get defensive this early? Talk us through it.
No, you got them down on the rope, so you go for it. You try to get number 2 right away, and then if you can get 2, you get 3, and then it's smooth sailing from there. Oftentimes you see it's a good ball in, and
header! Light him up again, you Borealis. 2-0. You were just saying how they need to go and be aggressive, get that second goal. Unbelievable. Colby, again, talk us through the attempt.
It's a great ball in from Garza, and he follows Batangelo at the back post, and he makes no mistake, unmarked, free leap, and he's never going to miss from there, is he?
Unbelievable. Batangelo with the second goal in the 4th minute. So in the 3rd and 4th minute, we are already at a 2-0 score. If you're the 56ers right now, what's going through your mind?
Seems like they haven't even gotten off the bus yet. But they're going to have to settle down, get a little bit of possession, and weather the storm. The last thing they want is Borealis to get another chance, and here they are behind right now.
Here comes the 56ers with a left foot attempt that was blocked away by the defense of Aurora, and it's going to be a corner. It looks like switching off to take the corner is going to be Pill. How are you looking to defend? Are you marking high, marking low? What are we looking at?
I'd like to do a combination of man marking and zonal. Your ball winners zonal so they can go attack it.
Woo! Good attempt there by Allie Berry. Just goes wide right.
It was a decent ball in, and it looked like Borealis was lining up man-to-man, and then Salazar and Garza free to go win the ball. But it was a great ball in, and 56ers almost pull one back right away, which would have been a great response for them and a bit unfortunate for Borealis.
As we continue along here, SportsTownChicago.com. Thank you for joining us at home. And here's the replay of that corner. That header just going about 2 to 3 feet wide.
It's a great ball from Salazar across field. Akeem can't hold on to it.
Looking for the pass. Bouncing far. Garza on the defense. Goes back to Marquez. Marquez sends that one too far.
It's been an interesting transition for Garza. He was played behind the striker last year in the attack, and now here is at center back. But I know he played a bit of defense in college. I think he's provided just a little bit of steal back, that continuity too.
High throw-in. Borealis with possession. 2-on-1 challenge. That tips out. That'll be another throw-in. Oh, yep. Took me a second there. Throw-in's going to be Camarena. Calling near mid is Salazar. But taking possession is the 56ers. We haven't even seen what type of passing they have so far. Only the one attempt off that corner. High chip.
Yeah, I know it's been a couple weeks since their last game, and sometimes that can go against you. I know people like to think that a couple weeks break, you can sort things out, you can get rest, get players back from school and whatnot, but it seems right now they were just a bit shell-shocked for that first 5 minutes. Coming to the game a bit more now, a few more passes, a couple chances from that corner.
So the coaching staff pregame, I know I saw you down there with your team. What was the talk? Was it let's get on the board early and continue it going? Was it let's find a pace?
Yeah, it's always set the tempo early and always get early goals, but the biggest thing in the team right now is focus and start strong, and that's what they've been great at home so far. And even last week when they were against the Eagles, had plenty of chances early on, just didn't capitalize on them. The game could have gone much different had we scored early on.
2-0 your score. Again, goals in the 3rd and 4th minute of the match. Possession stays with the 56ers. What I've seen thus far, as we see what goalkeeper is going to do with this one. Salazar sends up near. Ricochets. We might have an attempt. Long attempt. Rolling. Good play by Marquez. It's always tough when it's a roller from that distance. You don't know if it's going to have a hop in one way or the other. Smart move, dropping to both knees, being safe.
Yeah, I always want to collect the ball, especially when it skips just before you. Don't want to make any silly mistakes.
It seems go ahead. Sorry.
So he's a good goalkeeper, Marquez. He's young, very young. He started the season last year and then ended up losing his place as he went on, but he's kept it here, and he's played very well. Had some great saves in the first game.
Oh, that first game, outstanding. Again, archived on SportsTownChicago.com. Catch it on the YouTube channel. Borealis trying to make a move past far side. Chris Blaine. Throw-in's going to be for Borealis. The passing's been so good so far for Aurora. They haven't had to pass much to the defense. It's been moved to the, laterally and up.
Yeah, with the talent of Ponce and Allen in there, they're known for keeping the ball. They're good with the ball at their feet. So anytime they get it, they're going to want to move the ball side to side. And that'll definitely create chances as 56ers are going to have to shift to try to compensate. And hopefully gaps will open up for Akeem and Freeman and Will. And here's Ponce now on the ball. Rarely loses it.
Borealis holds possession. They're looking for a chip and chase. They have some far side. That is taken away.
56ers seem to be a little unsorted in the midfield. 10's the only one pressing. They all seem to be a bit dropped off. If they want to get back into the game, they're going to have to start pressing a bit higher up the field.
Dakota Lobsiger, the aforementioned player. 56ers take over. Bit of some footwork going far side. Back mid is Olans. Tries to split the uprights, not able to do so. Referee able to get out of the way. Back to Samba. Samba goes far sideline. 56ers go mid. Easy pick by Aurora. Do the lines ever throw you off, having the contrasting colors?
No, you get used to it as you go, especially if you play on your whole entire life. It doesn't get too distracting. Lobsinger for the 56ers has seemed to be the most lively player. Looks like he's playing just behind the striker, but he's moving everywhere. Just can't get the rest of the team along with him.
Thoughts on the shoes for the teams? I know one of our viewers in Game 1 asked team decision, coach decision, personal decision.
Shoes?
Yeah.
All player decisions.
Okay.
Yeah. It used to be a long time ago you only had black and white, and now you have neon as Christian supporting now and a few other players.
Don't forget to get your Chick-fil-A ball at the
I like black shoes. Black and white, nice and simple.
For the Chick-fil-A halftime ball toss.
Aurora trying to find outless pass, not able to do so. That one's rolling near. Throw-in's going to be for Aurora. Aurora had very good throw-ins in Game 1. Seeing some of that continue here.
Yeah, Salazar has a huge throw, and you get to treat it like a set play, especially when he gets in towards the box. So anytime there's a throw near the box, it's always dangerous.
Good defense there by the 56ers. Outstanding move again. The fancy footwork by Lowe, and that's going to be a throw in 56ers. He took that 3/4 of the field himself.
Yeah, I thought the pass was on early, and then his strike partner, looked straight off sides. He did well to keep the ball and get the throw, and it looks like Novak here might have a big throw like Salazar does. We'll see how Borealis defends it.
And save.
It was a great chance.
By Marquez.
I don't know if Kushra was expecting that ball to come through. Had he may have been able to knock it home. Good save from Marquez, though.
2-0. Still your score here at the first, SportsTownChicago.com. On the BNR Network. Here at the Ohio Moose Complex. With the 2-0 lead, are they going to change the approach? It looks like they're still running. Is it a 4-2-3? What are we looking at?
It looks like they're running the same formation as Borealis. 4 across the back, 2 defensive midfielders, an attacking midfielder, and then 3 across the front. But you have to say 56ers wide players, Novak here on this side, haven't really gotten too involved in the game. Outside of Lobsinger, there hasn't been too much going forward.
Well, I think right now a standout has been Artie Garza for the Borealis, as you see here, just everywhere when the defense is involved.
Yeah, he's got a lot of experience, played for a while now, and he's got a good level head about him. He's a real leader back there.
Do you take a different approach on the corner kick, already being down 2-0 this early on in the set?
No, just throw bodies in there and hope one of your big boys get on it, and 56ers do have some big boys.
Novak swinging back, trying to clear out. High header, and that one's going to go out. We'll probably have another one.
But they're going to want to get somebody attacking that space. That's a great ball in there right at the top of the sixes.
That sure was. Well, you saw Novak, going far to near post, trying to, maybe allow it to come in. Nobody swung around. If somebody would have swung around, you could have had a very good chance.
Yeah, you think they would be aiming for Barry or Lowe, but neither of them seem to be anywhere close to the ball.
Smart play, very smart play by Camarena, just boxing out the boxing out the offender, allowing that one to be a throw-in. Fan appreciation night here. Still some free Aurora Borealis totes available. So if you're watching or listening at home or on your mobile device, stop on out. Plenty of seats available and a tote.
It's a good ball out wide from Barry. Garza there to intercept, and here's Akeem. Here's what he does well. He loves to run at defenders.
Oh.
Great skill.
Does he have it? Chips away, and that one.
Good goalkeeping from Salazar. Came off his line quickly, smothered the loose ball.
Outstanding play.
But that's where Borealis are going to be dangerous. As 56ers starting to come in the game a little bit more, Borealis is going to be very dangerous on that counterattack with Akeem, Butler, and Freeman.
Oh, when you saw, if you're the goalkeeper, so if we're Salazar and see such a strong attempt, you almost have to be that aggressive because you know he's got an outlet pass at some point.
Yeah, almost acts sometimes as a sweeper keeper. The only issue is there if he gets that wrong, then he's off or Akeem's gonna put it away. It's a great ball in. Shouts for a penalty.
That was close. No call though. Ref's letting him play.
Yeah, I think it was more slipping as he came down on the turf. I think the referee's done a good job there.
Some one-on-one action, allowing the 56ers to get possession. Pass far side. Very long strides by the 56ers. Good defense again by the Borealis.
And there's Garza. It looks like he's hurt his hand, but that's great defending from Garza again.
Well, it's a good thing you don't need those.
Yeah.
17th minute of action, still 2-0, Borealis. 2 goals early on, much like what an aggressive throw-in, and that one goes far. What a throw-in, Colby. Some definite heat behind it.
Yeah, it's looking like 56ers are going to be looking to attack from. Unlike the corner, this time they got someone on it and almost pulled themselves level. Marquez does a good job of reading that's going wide and lets it go.
As we saw on the replay there, I don't know if the 56ers were expecting to have that opportunity so close. Header back to mid.
Garza maybe with a bit more time than he expected, but nothing wrong with the back when clearing it out if you're not sure.
What's one thing I saw in the first game of the Borealis and seeing it thus far here? They are not prone to making mistakes. Playing within themselves, not having to get aggressive. And I truly think that's what allowed them to get the go-ahead goal in the first game, was that they kept it within themselves, and when the chance came, they took advantage of it.
Yeah, it's all defense is about. You don't make any mistakes. You give yourself a great chance to at least draw the game, but that's what they've done a good job this season of defending well and hitting teams on the counter.
You were mentioning Novak. Haven't seen a lot from him. A header attempt there, frustrated with himself that went too near. Haven't been a lot of challenges so far on Marquez in the day. Some George Michael to get the party going. A lot of 80s themes in the opening night game. Let's see what the musical selections are today. You probably never heard of him. You're probably much younger than most here.
Yep.
Chip at the top. Strong play by Borealis. No whistle again. Or was it a whistle?
Yeah, they're going to bring it back.
I digress. It was a close play, but I think the right play.
Yeah, I think the referee was waiting to see if there was any advantage, and if there was advantage, he's going to let him go, but does the right thing and pulls it back. Probably too far to put it on target. You'd expect Marquez to save it if it was. With some height in the box, you think they might put it in, but...
I was going to say, what do you do here? Do you tap off and try to set something up? Being this far out.
If you got someone who can shoot from distance, there are definitely some players who can do it. So it's be hard to beat the keeper from here. 30 yards out, you'd expect your keeper to save that.
See, that's the benefit of the markings. You know exactly how far things are.
Looks like they're going to go for it, though.
56ers, they are going for it right into the gut of Marquez.
Yeah, it would take something special to beat him from there.
I was watching the International FIFA Championships for EA Sports last weekend, and Messi was able to make some of those.
Yeah, well, if you have Messi's talent, then you should probably be trying it from that distance.
Are you a FIFA player at all yourself?
Yes. Yep.
Did you make yourself in the game? That's always a fun question. Is there a Colby create a character?
Yeah, me and my buddy, we created me and him.
Okay.
And we joined a small team in England and rose to the top and won the league.
There you go. I'm shocked you didn't create the Borealis. I mean, unfortunately that, you're sidelined with an injury, but that does allow for a little more gaming time.
Yeah, virtuality or me will always stay healthy.
Again, some aggressive footwork by the 56ers. You mentioned earlier, Barry, one of the players for the 56ers that's standing out right now and trying to make something happen.
Yeah, he's done well when he has the ball. I think sometimes maybe he's holding it just a bit too much. He's trying to create something, but in his defense, there's not too much movement outside for anyone outside or his defenders getting up the field, which I'm sure he's wanting to see, and that's a very good hit from Allen. But, he's going to keep going, and if he can link up with Lowe or Lobsing, then, they might get a chance. But as of right now, it's pretty stifled in the attack for the 56ers.
Beginning of the 22nd minute here, still 2-0. Aurora Borealis on top. I was excited when I got the email from Tim, the owner of the team, letting us know that you're going to be joining the broadcast. What's it like playing for Tim?
It's great. It's been a wonderful opportunity, and to have a team like this and a league like this, especially after college, it's great to be able to keep playing at such a high level. And he's done a great job with the team and bringing people in, bringing players around us that are going to make the team better. It's a great ball out wide to swing the play. That's what they're going to be looking for.
56ers going far side. Is there going to be... Oh, they're calling for it.
It's just going to be a goal kick.
Wow. My apologies. Goal kick. That was close.
Yeah, I thought there was a foul there, but maybe the referee had thought the ball had gone. Work out for the end of the Borealis. That's a dangerous spot to have a free kick from.
Again, we're live here, SportsTownChicago.com too.
Good work from Ponce to get Borealis out of that tight spot, and Chava lets the ball run just a bit too far.
Oh, we have a moment. We want to remind everybody as well, this game brought to you by Athletico in part. Don't let your setbacks limit you. Make your comeback. Well, I think they're talking to you, Colby. Athletico's physical therapists help people overcome pain and discomfort. We'll finish that after this. Left foot goal! Let there be light. 3-0 Borealis. Colby, some may say in fuego right now.
Yeah, it's wonderful from Borealis right now. Something we didn't get a lot of last year. Goals, and it's wonderful to see Olen's on the score sheet. I thought he's been quiet all game, and then makes something out of nothing, and it's a wonderful finish. A little step over, and then smashes it home past the goalkeeper, who had no chance. It's a lovely finish.
Left foot right in. I mean, if you're if you are Salazar, you're in between. There's not really a way you can go with that.
Yeah, all three goals he's been pretty much left out to dry by his defense, so he's not going to be on himself too much, but he's definitely going to be on his defense. 3-0 now. It's going to be a long way back for the 56ers.
Goals in the 24th, 3rd, and 4th minute of today's contest. What outstanding play so far by Aurora.
And here's Barry looking to make something happen again. Only one person to aim for in the box, so you think 56ers at this point, their game plan's going to have to change, and they're going to start throwing people forward. I know it's still early, but...
No, that's why I was going to ask. At this point, when do you say, you know what, let's bring up, we have to start getting more aggressive. We're just about halfway through this opening half.
Yeah, we haven't even hit the half-hour mark.
No.
The coaches may be still trying to scratch their head, trying to figure out what's going on. There's also the idea of a damage limitation. You don't want to leave here at 7-0. Goal differential always factors into standings in the league, but still a long ways to go. If they can pull one back, maybe some nerves can creep in. But right now, they don't look like they're going to produce much, do they?
Right attempt. That one sails too high. As fans shout, it's good as it goes through the uprights.
That's Lobsinger again. Him and Barry only seem to be the only two of the 56ers creating anything. Did well to create some space and then fires well over.
Love that some of the fans in the crowd wearing the Borealis scarf. Huge fan of the logo, huge fan of the gear. As our director Tim will tell you, I actually have the scarf hanging in my office. right next to my Creighton one, where I happen to go to college. Good story. For those that don't know, your collegiate career?
Me, I played a little bit everywhere. I was at Kishwaukee Community College before their program folded, and then spent a little bit of time with NIU's program before finishing my career at Aurora University just up the road here.
All right. Same position, all three institutions?
Yep. I was an attacking player. Well, my last year at Aurora, I finished in defensive mid. It was a bit foreign position for me, but did all right at it, I think. My coach may think different, but...
Well, you know, you're doing a great job broadcasting, so there's hope for you yet, Colby.
Well, thank you.
3-0 still your score. As we've seen thus far in this past minute of play, again, there's almost 2 to 3 Borealis players marking each and every attacker for the 56ers. But right now, the person you want doing the throw and Sammy Novak. Such an aggressive throw. And that one cleared away.
But again, for the aggressive throws, that's a...
Oh! Outstanding save!
We were just talking about being able to hit free kicks from distance.
By Bobby Marquez.
There we go. Boltman shows that he can hit him from distance. It's a great save from Marquez.
That's going to be a corner as we see the replay very quickly.
Yeah, I was just going to say that I thought Borealis did a good job clearing their lines, and then Boltman sends a thunderbolt.
What a huge save as we go back to our game action. Throw in, that one goes back. Again, live here, SportsTownChicago.com, in a league of our own. Throwing on the near side, 56ers able to get to that cleanly. Chip back to the mid. See, that's the nice part about what we're seeing with Aurora tonight. Even if it's not the cleanest of hits, they're still making, they're getting contact.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a little different setup than what I thought. I thought Borealis would have a bit more of the ball, but when you're up 3-0, it doesn't really matter. 56ers have had most of the possession, I think, but outside of that shot from Boltman and the save from Marquez, there's not too much 56ers have produced. This seems to be 56ers' best route to goal right here is set plays.
Sam Novak, the aggressor on these throw-ins. I mean, he is going back quite a few feet to be able to make this throw-in. Good throw-in, high header, still in the box. Marquez, I thought he was going to punch it there, able to grab onto it.
Yes.
Does he seem this season, because last season he tried to punch a lot more, it seems. Is he been coached to, get a handle if at all possible?
Yeah, keepers, they like age, like wine, they always get better with age. So he was away at Wabanzi for a year. He played there, so he's going to learn quite a bit. And I'm sure nerves last year coming in, playing under C.J. Brown the first year in the PLA too, being a senior in high school. Probably set in a little bit, but he's done well this season.
Novak trying to push through. That's going to be a... Let's see. Oh, they are calling a corner. Interesting enough. Okay. Want to remind everybody, though, didn't get to finish that read earlier. Free injury screens available at all Athletico locations. The official provider of physical therapy and athletic training for your Aurora Borealis Soccer Club, Athletico.com. Check them on all forms of social media. As we see the attempt, Novak tries to head it again, not able to do so. That goes out of bounds. Novak, outstanding on the throws, just hasn't been able to control the headers thus far in this opening half.
No, and it doesn't look like anyone from the 56ers. Like I said, they've had tons of chances from corners and throw-ins and haven't produced very much, especially for the height with a couple of the players out there. Borealis look pretty comfortable.
This game also brought to you in part by Tailgate Caterers, tailgatecaterers.com, the official concession provider of the Aurora Borealis Soccer Club. Takeout delivery, 630-907-7272, 1480 North Orchard Road, Suite 108, Aurora, Illinois, 60506. Also, Papa Severio's Pizzeria. Make sure to follow the Aurora Borealis on social media networks at Borealis SC on Twitter, Instagram, or as the kids like to call it, the IG, Aurora Borealis SC. As we see Aurora trying to make a play, that one cleared away. And at Facebook, Aurora Borealis Soccer Club. Are you on social media at all?
Twitter.
Twitter?
Yeah, I got rid of the Facebook and the Instagram.
Okay.
Very consuming.
It is. It is.
Yeah, big fan of Twitter, though. Nice and short.
I found myself this morning waking up earlier than usual and was watching cartoon clips of 1991 cartoons because that's what you're supposed to do on a Saturday morning.
What were you watching?
Tiny Toon Adventures.
Ooh, wow.
Because I was on the Instagram and saw somebody I know wearing a Tiny Toon Adventures throwback shirt and said, well, now I need to, relive my childhood because I peaked in my youth. Everything downhill since then. 3-0 still your score here, Borealis. Total possession. It's not as if the 56ers haven't had attempts, though, so at least they have something to build on.
Yeah, they've had a few attempts, nothing concrete outside of the long hit from Boltman, I'd say would be their best chance that they had. A couple of maybe half chances with headers, but they haven't created too much. Nothing that the defense or Marquez will have question marks over at halftime. They look pretty comfortable. And I think Borealis will be okay with this. I think 56ers have had a bit more of the ball, but if you're not going to get any chances against you,
sure.
What difference does it make? And if you're up 3-0?
56ers near side, Novak headed away. Again, the defense of Borealis, the back four, almost stifling for the most part.
Yeah, it's a huge change from last season. We were a bit leaky in defense last year, and we knew it was one area we had to clean up, and we've done a great job so far this season.
In the 32nd minute of play here. SportsTownChicago.com here at Mooseheart High School. Pass near side. That's going to go too far. Salazar able to cleanly get to that one. And it's not as if Salazar has had a poor game thus far. It's just been outstanding offensive play by Aurora.
Yeah, you have to say all three finishes. There wasn't a thing you could do about them. Two of them into the top corner and the header off the inside of the post. Here's Akeem in tons of space.
Making a play outside, no whistle. Oh, there it is.
Well, now there's a question mark if it's a foul. Was he the last man? If he was, maybe retribution. I don't think he's going to get a red card.
All right, here is what we were just talking about here on your screens.
Well, you could make the case that was a goal-scoring opportunity. There was a trailing defender.
Yeah.
Be very harsh on the 56ers to go down to 10 men at this point.
Yeah, they're I wonder what's being said in that huddle right now. I mean, you do have players from both squads.
Yeah, 56ers look like they're protesting the foul. It seemed pretty straightforward.
One last reminder,
so definitely in shooting range.
Chick-fil-A ball for the ball toss at halftime.
Akeem has it a dangerous left foot.
Again, you're joining us on Sportstown Chicago 2 in a league of our own. Pete and Colby on the call. Borealis with 3 scores thus far in this opening half.
It's Garza and Olan over it. Where's he's going to hit it? Looks like it's going to be Garza.
Curls around just out of the arms of Salazar.
Wasn't far away.
I don't have the credentials of Salazar. Do we 6 foot over? Are we looking like?
Yeah, that's what it looked like when I was down there on the field.
I saw a beautiful meme, Colby. Well, let me. Are you 5'10"? What do we?
Yeah, about 5'10", 5'11".
I saw a beautiful meme a few weeks ago. I should have saved it. I would have shared to our followers and listeners, and it was height of men, and it said, 6 foot and up, and then 5'9", 8". Well, I'm 5'7", and it said 5'7". Oh, as we have an attempt, not able to catch up to in time. It said 5'7". It said the lowest height you can be while still trying. Then 5'6" and under. Thanks for trying. So I can imagine what it's like able to get to that. I know my favorite goalkeeper, internationally speaking, is Gianluigi Buffon.
He's a legend for Italy.
And I just know he has some height on him as well.
Yes, as most of those professional keepers do. A lot of experience, Buffon. Probably just a bit more than Marquez, I think.
A little, just a bit. I'm a big fan of the Azzurri, primarily because of my heritage, but usually they put on a good show. Sometimes a little overacting, but
Yeah, it's the case with a lot of soccer players. We get a bad rep.
Left foot attempt, that one headed away. That'll be another throw-in. So as we look at Abdul with this left-footed attempt, he went to go short on that one. Do you still go short, or do you try to go long? Well, as we see,
it looks like they're having trouble judging where the ball is going. You want the flight of the ball to be just between the top, just at the top of the 6, hard for the keeper to come get, or between the 6 and the PK spot. It's where you aim for a driven ball. But most of the balls have been lofted either short or too far. They seem to not be able to get the deliveries right.
Able to get to that one. Marquez almost sending it a bit too far. Chipped away, headed out. That was a very smart defensive play. Here we go. Mark Safan win in the end from Teen Wolf. Have you ever seen that flick?
I have not.
One of those random days where you can't sleep, by all means. It's a good one. Michael J. Fox in his prime.
He's a great actor.
Have you seen Back to the Future?
I have seen Back to the Future. The DeLorean.
Absolutely. 56ers wishing they could go back in time and wipe away these 3 goals. But either way, they have the far side. Left foot attempt. That one is going to go right back to Abdul. They're trying to pass, and they're not finding much between the Borealis.
It's a great ball to the back post, and it's good defending from Petangelo. We can see the corner, but Borealis will take that. It's a great ball in, good defending.
Let's see what we're looking like here. One thing I like so far in my vision of what we've seen from Marquez last season in a lot of the corners, it seemed like he didn't know where he wanted to start his pursuit in the corner kicks. Now, knows where he wants to be, knows where he's getting that mark, and able to very aggressively go where he needs to go.
Yeah. Oh, it's a good save.
Wow, huge save by the Borealis.
That one's just off the line.
As that trickles out of play, as we see the replay here, quickly on that corner.
56ers applying a bit more pressure. A couple decent balls in.
Off the right foot, and again, Marquez just able to get his left foot.
It's a good kick save. Did a good job being aware, but going back to the point you were making on starting position on corners, I think it comes down to just confidence as well. You know, being in the team last year, going away to college, you know, being in high school last year was probably a bit tolling on his confidence, and now he seems to be a bit more confident, especially walking around at training. And it's showing.
What is the current age range of your teammates for Aurora?
Right in the age of 20 to 23. Right in there, a couple of them who are just under, a couple just over. I take the cake at 28.
Okay. The wily veteran of the squad.
Yes. My age has caught up to me a little bit, it seems like.
6 minutes roughly left in your opening half. Borealis scoring 2 goals within the first 5 minutes of play and have not looked back. Adding on the third, 20 minutes after the second goal. Another corner attempt headed away by the Borealis. 56ers trying to find an opening, not able to do so. Lobsinger. Oh, that one actually stays in play.
Garza doing well, recovering some for himself after
standing
getting
footwork.
into trouble.
If they can clear near side, they can't. They had a streaking Borealis player.
Oh, and here we go. Here's a chance for Lobsinger. It's a great ball. Great defending from Petangelo. That was a tap-in.
Aurora showing their prowess on both sides.
Lovely from Butler. Just skips past 2 defenders. Makes it look easy.
Aurora using the sideline to their advantage as they cross midfield now.
Garza venturing far forward.
That might be a pull down. It is not. Play continues. 56ers. Tap back to Marquez. As he's looking for Novak. That one sails a bit too far. As we have a whistle, a Borealis player down. It looks like Siraji.
I have to wonder what's going to be said to the 56ers at halftime. Down 3-0. What do you what do you say?
Yeah.
Just watching that last corner kick, and it seems to be the last couple of them. I know I keep bringing them up, but there's only one player who is really moving in the box to go get the ball. For all the chances they have with the long throw in the corners, they're going to take bigger advantage, more gambling, take bigger gambles.
I mean, they've had quite. I've not, unfortunately, kept track. They have had at least half a dozen corners.
Yeah, and throw-ins.
And aggressive throw-ins by Novak. So very intriguing that there hasn't been much done with it. As we're tapping back here in the 41st minute of play. Again, Ohio Moose Complex in North Aurora, Illinois.
Neither of the forwards challenging the ball there. Easy for Salazar. Ponce dribbling into a bit of trouble.
Novak chipping mid. Footwork chipped away. Hold on. 56ers. High in the air. Good. Pickup by Marquez. Again, I think that jump added is something we didn't see much last year, where he was being aggressive, saw it, went right toward it, didn't allow for anybody else to get close.
Yeah, and again from the 56ers, no one going to challenge that ball. I know it's a lofted ball that should always be the keepers inside the 6-yard box, but still, being down 3-0, you'd like to see someone make an attempt at the ball, but it's last couple minutes now. It's a heavy touch from Marquez.
Oh, can he get back in time? And he's able to. Outstanding defense by Garza. Defensive MVP thus far in this first half.
There's a little bit of Marquez's inexperience, I think, right there, but it's all right. Garza covered for him. Barry probably took a bit too long on the ball.
Challenge. Novak pushes him down. No call. Clearing past mid.
I was just going to say before that slip, it looked like 56ers are starting to find just a few gaps during the course of play. See if they can continue that into the second half and how Borealis are going to adjust to it.
Attempt in, headed away. It seems a lot of the far pass attempts are just not clearing the defense.
No, it's a hard ball to hit across the field, too, and very limited space once you receive that ball. Borealis are doing a good job of having the initial player go to head the ball and have someone there for cover just in case they miss. It's a heavy touch from Garza.
I'm anxious to see if Butler's going to have another attempt. Again, Willie Butler had the game-winning goal in the 88th minute of the opener here in Aurora. Outstanding play on the near sideline, as that might be an injury. As we see Boltman took an extremely awkward slide. Let's hope he is okay as play continues.
Yeah, it's a painful one when you're touching like that. It's a problem with the track being right there.
It is. I mean, it is possibly 1 yard. I mean,
yeah, if that.
Exactly. Yeah. You have a better judge of that than I am. But, you know, you have 1 foot on the field turf and the other hit the track and just go. I mean, again, you look at in other sports, somebody like Reggie Bush who, you know, tore out his, you know, almost his entire leg having slipped in St. Louis 2 seasons ago. He's trying to make a comeback now full-time in the NFL, but, you know, luckily no injury there. As we're about to approach the final minute, guessing 2 minutes of stoppage play?
Yeah, should be about where we're at. A couple of goals. Usually in the first half, stoppage time is pretty low.
Again, we see the space that Novak has near side. I'm surprised they haven't tried to stretch to him. As they do there, he has an alley, takes the shot, ricochets! It almost ricocheted. It did ricochet off a Borealis player, I believe.
It looked like Butler might have gotten a touch in there.
I believe it was Willie Butler. As we take a look with those of you at home, Novak had a path, aims for the right, and curled right past the outstretched arms.
It looked like Marquez might have had a cover. That was a very fierce shot, though, coming across from Novak. Good defending from Butler. I was just going to say for Novak there, seems to be staying out wide, and especially against a flat back four, you want to try to find the gaps between the outside defender and the center back, but he did well to keep his position there and got a decent chance from it.
We are, again, approaching the end of regular time in this opening half. Approximately 2 minutes predicted of stoppage time. We don't get the official call in the broadcast booth. Novak chips near side. Again, he has been the aggressor. Is he going to go mid with it? Does so. Nobody there. Again, like you were saying, Colby, you got to have somebody help you with that shot. I mean, you're going yourself.
Yeah, you would think that the striker's in the box. You would expect Lobsinger there to be the one streaking in late, like making the late run. It looked like he maybe was just a bit labored getting there. I know he's been covering a lot of ground in this half, but it's a great ball from Novak. Great run as well.
Let's see if there's one more attempt in the 56ers. In the stoppage time of this opening half, 3-0. They chip at Novak. He heads toward the direction of Marquez, but that one's easy. That's the first header he's had actually in the general vicinity.
And it seems to be what they're looking for right now is that cross-field ball and Novak to knock it back across. But that's about the only time that it's been successful.
Marquez taking his time.
It looks like Chava is down for Borealis.
Well, we have a moment. Again, we want to say this game in part brought to you by the Mooseheart Child City and School. Are you looking for a change where kids enter to learn and leave to serve? Go to mooseheart.org for additional info. Contact Kyle Reif, Director of Recruiting at Krife, Krife at mooseheart.org or 630-723-2662 to express interest. Mooseheart Child City and School Incorporated.
Looked like it was Olin who's down, but he's walked it off now. He seems to be okay. Holding his abdomen.
And we have Novak being attended to right now.
Bloody nose, maybe.
And finally, Marquez sails it high into the Aurora evening as we should be ending this opening half shortly.
It's a great ball out to Lobsinger.
Lobsinger far side.
And runs out of room.
Goes too far. Again, that's been the theme. They haven't had anything clean, minus the corners. And that one long attempt. And there we're going to have it, the end of the opening half of play. On behalf of Colby, this is Pete Ferrari. We're going to take a timeout. When we come back, half 2 of action here. Your Borealis lead 3-0 against the 56ers of Madison on SportsTownChicago.com.
I got started at IMS here as an instructor a couple years back after I'd heard a couple of people I worked with were also instructors here. And after being in the industry of radio and sports phone and TV and play-by-play for as long as I have been, I figured that it would be a good thing to come on out. I had some free time. Come on out and help out some of the people that want to be the next people involved in these kind of things, next people that hit the radio airwaves and also do play-by-play. So I thought it was a great idea and a great place to do it at. When I'm here, it's great because there's always somebody that has either heard me, has wanted to meet me, and once they meet me, I explain to them, okay, it wasn't that big a deal. But if I'm always here if you need help with developing what you're passionate about. And that's what most people come here for. They have a passion. They want to do something. They want to do radio play-by-play. They want to do sports talk. They want to do updates, whatever it may be. I love being here and helping them become better at what they're trying to work at. And it's great because the one thing about the students is they're really good at listening to criticisms. Once you get into the business, it's difficult because people all think that, okay, I've made it. But here at the school, everybody wants to get better. And that's one of the better things, and one of the things I really enjoy about it is they'll come and they'll say, how can I make this better? And I always tell them I'm going to be super critical of everything I tell them because that's the only way they're going to get better. And it's great because every student I've talked to enjoys that because they all want to get better. And that's one of the things I love about it. My name is Fred Hubner. I work at ESPN 1000 as a host and sports anchor. I am an instructor here at the Lombard campus of the Illinois Media School, and I am IMS.
How did I hear about IMS? Well, it was about 16 years ago, and I was doing college radio just for fun. Had no purpose whatsoever until a buddy of mine, Dave Durov, who signed up for classes that same time I was there, told me about IMS, and I signed up. And before you know it, I was going to school, learning about radio, learning about TV, and I realized, hey, I can actually do this for a living. So 9 months later, I graduated. What do I think about my time at IMS? It was a lot of fun. I mean, there was learning involved, but it was good learning. I didn't feel like I was going to school. I felt like I was having a good time. The classmates were great. We had a good time in group projects. We had a great time doing our solo projects. So I felt like it was very important for me to get that before I did radio professionally. How would I describe students at IMS? Dedicated students for sure. IMS knows how to put the right kind of pressure on students to get things done, and I feel that the students there, knowing that if they want a career, they got to work hard. They got to do what you got to do what you got to do. And IMS really nails it that way. They do a good job of enforcing that and making sure it's also fun while you're doing it. Hi, my name is Edgar Ibarra. I'm the program director for Nash FM 104.9 and Nash FM 99.5 in Northeast Wisconsin. I'm a graduate of the IMS Lombard campus, and I am IMS.
The reason I'm out here at the Illinois Media School is the radio business, while there are hundreds, maybe even thousands of stations, the people in the business is a small, tight-knit group. Everybody kind of knows everybody, and I love the opportunity of being able to connect with people who have a passion to get into this business. I had great instructors as I came up through the ranks, and I really enjoy the opportunity of being able to give back, connect, share the experiences I have, and actually learn from the students as well. I think it's great that we're able to learn from each other. Your Illinois Media School students, the age range can be students who have just gotten out of high school to people who are looking for a new career option or looking to add to their career placement. They want to get involved with media, whether it's radio, television, in front of the camera, behind the camera, and that's what I think is such a great opportunity out here, is the fact that you can do radio and television, but it's not your choice. They require you to do both. I wish I had the TV and camera opportunities that the students are going to get here, plus all the hands-on activity. My name is Dustin Rhodes. I'm the executive producer with the Mully and Hanley Show on 670 The Score, and I am IMS.
I got started here at IMS recently, moving back to the Chicago area where I had been living in Connecticut, working at the Connecticut School of Broadcasting, had an opportunity to move home, and I wanted to continue being an instructor, and that's how I ended up at IMS. My time here, I love working with the students. The key thing in this industry, whether it's radio or TV, is it's just in a constant state of change. And we always need to have fresh ideas, and fresh people bring fresh ideas. It's just a lot of different, diverse thinking, and that's how you help build a show or a show unit or a segment. And I just enjoy being able to teach, maybe teach is a strong word, but instruct kids that really want to get into this business, and we need fresh ideas, and this is a great place to do that. The students here, you know what? There are students here who are fresh out of high school. There are students here who have maybe been out working in the real world, doing whatever, selling insurance, being a police officer, whatever it is, and decide that, hey, you know what? I want to give this a shot. And so they come here. So there is really no specific age range here, and I think it's great. The students are all eager to learn because they want to be here. They're not being forced to go to school here. That's a key thing. This is something you want to do, and you're putting everything you have into doing this, and that's just fantastic. My name is Dave Zaslowski. I am the executive producer for the Chicago White Sox and the Chicago Bulls radio networks. I am at the Lombard campus, and I am IMS.
So I originally got started out of the Illinois Media School, formerly the Illinois Center for Broadcasting, through a radio ad that I saw on The Score. At the time, I wanted to be on the radio because that sounded super cool. But while I was at school there, I got to learn lots of other skills, and that got me interested in directing, which is what I do now here at WIFR. I am in charge of the newscasts and prepare them and execute them during the live news shows. While I was at Illinois Media School, I was able to get the basis of skills that allowed me to get this job, and I learned how to operate cameras and work on the equipment, and that helped me greatly in getting this job. As far as school students, you know, you got a chance to meet with lots of different types of people and you know, collaborate with them and work on projects together, and I feel like that gives you a great chance to learn how to work in the industry, because you're always going to be working with people, and it just helps you get a feel for what it's actually like out there. My name is Ben Force. I am the Senior Director at WIFR in Rockford, Illinois, and I am IMS.
What brought me to IMS was a passion for broadcasting. Ever since I was a child, I would listen to Bulls games with Chris Ranji post-game, and I would actually call the radio station at home, and then I would record it on my tape recorder and listen back to my call. But that's my cheesy story, of course. But what brought me to it is just a passion for it. I love hearing people talk, hearing their opinions. I love listening to sports. I love watching sports, and I love the whole shebang of it. It's just an amazing industry. It's an amazing atmosphere to be in, and you know, I've enjoyed everything about IMS. I enjoyed my time teaching here. I love the students. The students are so passionate about what they're doing, and it's always fun to see when you come into class the next day, their want to be in class. It's rare that you see that from students. Because it's the typical, I don't want to go to school, I don't want to do this, I don't want to do that. Now with this program, with IMS, you see students wanting to be here and wanting to succeed, obviously, to get that first job and to make a living. But you know, describing the students here at IMS is just amazing. They're great. They're great students. They're great people. They come from all different backgrounds. The diversity is crazy on campus. And it's a great time too, because not only are we learning, but we're networking. We're making new friendships, and even with myself, you know, students are talking to me, asking about how I did it, how I came up on the ranks, and things of that nature. And it's been an amazing time with these students here. And even myself, just me in the industry, I've had the pleasure of working with so many industry professionals, from sports to entertainment, and now, of course, me, as I do my own TV show and working with Kendall Gill, a former NBA veteran, and his show. It's just a great time. And not only are we obviously making a living, but we're enjoying what we're doing. So it's just a great time. IMS have made that possible for me, and it's making it possible for all these students here as well. My name is Tony Lopez. I am the host of TLO TV and the host of The Parlay featuring Kendall Gill, and I am IMS.
Hi, my name is Peyton Adams. I work for US 99.5 in Chicago, and the reason I came to the Illinois Media School to be a teacher was because I didn't have a mentor growing up in the business, I should say. I did a lot of learning on my own, kind of going out there in the world and just exploring and learning as I go. When I got my first radio job, I really didn't know anything. It was just a learning curve from there, and I had a few people help me along the way, but I felt like this would be a great place for me to come and utilize my skills and my talents to help these students get to the next level. I love to be here. I love to be a part of their daily activities and help them and guide them and help them with editing, help them build their confidence and just really find who they are and find their voice and what they want to do. The students that attend here, it can be a mixture of anybody fresh out of high school to somebody in their 50s. And that's what I like about it here, is that you get a mixture of everybody. You get people who are, you know, young and eager and hungry, and people who have already had careers that kind of want to do what their dream is and live out their dreams. So the students here are driven, they're focused, they're ready, and they want it. And that's what I love so much about teaching here is just seeing the creativity and hearing about what their ideas are and seeing what they do and what kind of projects they do. It's really a great environment for like-minded people that want to excel, and that's one thing that I noticed in all the students here is they just really do a great job in grabbing the bull by the horns and going for it. So I really love that about working with them. My name is Peyton Adams. I work for US 99.5 on air, and I'm an instructor here at IMS, and I am IMS.
Welcome back. Pete Ferrari alongside Colby Newquist. We are here with your 3-0 lead for the Aurora Borealis. It was an outstanding first half if you're a Borealis fan, not so much for the 56ers. Colby, you questioned what they may have spoken about during that halftime break. If you're the 56ers, what are you doing here in this second half to try to come back or at least maybe put one on the board?
Well, they got to take chances. They've got to get people into the box. They've had enough of the ball, and we talked about set plays all first half, corners, throw-ins, and getting people into the box. That's just going to be the biggest thing. They're going to have to gamble. If they want to get back into the game, they're going to have to send numbers forward.
As we look at your home Borealis, again, they're going to be going left to right. In the home Blues, outstanding kits this year. You got a 3-0 lead. Do you keep the foot on the pedal, or do you say, let's just make it through the second half injury-free and take it into the next game?
I'd imagine they're going to have a bit of balance of both. I think we're going to probably start to see some subs as the game goes on, but as long as they don't give up any real chances like they did in the first half, I think they'll be content. I'm sure they'll want to add to the score if they can, but otherwise I don't think they're going to be too gung-ho to get forward and leave gaps at the back.
We're going to get to the schedule in just a second so we can see the remainder of the year. Again, just a recap. In the third minute, Chris Freeman getting a goal. Within a minute, Christian Batangelo getting the goal. And then in the 22nd minute, Ryan Olens. As we look at the schedule here, right away next week, an away game against the Bavarians of Milwaukee, Cedar Rapids, and then we will get to more of that schedule in just a bit. But not to look too far ahead, but if they come away as we may think at this moment with the victory, Milwaukee, tough competition.
Yeah, Bavarians, they won the league last year. They're a very established team. They're going to be very competitive. So Borealis is going to have all hands on deck. They'll have a bit of time to gear up for the game, and if they win this game, which it seems like they might, it'll give them confidence going forward, especially if they can keep the clean sheet.
Well, right now I feel good luck that, they have the lead here and they won the first game. They may be asking us to do the away games. You don't know. But as we see, there's a corner attempt for the Borealis, for the 56ers. They're going with the right foot attempt. They're marking back far on the post. Header, Novak tips around, hits the top, still in the air. Save, Borealis. Oh, what a sequence, Colby.
Yeah, it was a lovely ball in, and that was the first time that you saw 56 players crashing that box and getting chances, and they almost pulled one back just off the bar, and Marquez does a good job to get the rebound.
As we see this again.
And it looked like Novak going in, came off Batangelo. Referee eventually blew for a foul, but it's good for Marquez to recover and grab the ball and hold on to it.
What a sequence. As we said, still 3-0, barely after that, hitting the crossbar. That's arguably the fourth or fifth attempt that Novak has had off a header. That's the first one that's been on target, or close to being on target, I should say.
Yeah, I imagine that's just what the 56ers manager will have wanted, for them to go out and try to get one early. A chance will spur them on, and Borealis just have to keep their nerve for the next 5 minutes.
We may be calling a lot of 56ers attempts in the second half, being down 3-0 as we're now in the 48th minute of play. We thank you all for watching and listening on the SportsTownChicago.com, part of the BNAir.com network, and for all the fans in attendance here at Mooseheart. When I first heard of this facility and stopped here and met with Gibran and Tim, what an outstanding facility for you guys.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's one of the nicest complexes in the whole league, everywhere we've traveled to. Great location, too.
Picked up by Salazar.
Confusing, though. A lot of people don't know Mooseheart as its own individual town. We're here in Mooseheart, Illinois.
Sure.
Everyone's always wondering where we're playing at.
Throw in to Novak, headed away. Again, all the throw-ins, they just haven't had the either height or distance to get to the 56ers. That is a long back pass to the goal keep. Salazar. I'm shocked they haven't used, and this could just be my perception, they haven't used the far sideline much. The 56ers, either direction they've gone in so far. They've really tried to keep things in the mid. So let's see if they try to spread out the Borealis. I think that's why, at least seemingly, the Borealis have had the advantage on the defensive side. They've always had the correct angles.
Yeah, and it looks like there's been a tactical change here from the 56ers. It looks like Novak's slid in side up by himself, and it looked like for a second there that Vital was playing as a defensive mid alone. We'll see if that continues. It looks like there's even 3 in the back. Well, maybe it's still 4 for 56ers. But a tactical change to see if they can get something generated.
Smart play by the 56ers. The reason I say smart play is I have seen them be, attempting to be too aggressive and giving Borealis a quick possession. Pass it back, reset up your offense.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what they need to be doing a bit more of. Too many times, I think, in the first half they dribbled into trouble and allowed Borealis to hit him on the counter. You're exactly right.
We see the mids. Oh, we have a whistle. I was just say the mids are playing a lot on both sides of midfield right now for the 56ers. You need it. But at least if you're a 56ers fan, they're taking the aggressive approach. As you said, there's 2 ways they could have gone. Cut your losses, settle for the 3-point differential, or like they're doing now, trying to make an effort.
Yeah, and it's great to see. It'll be good for the game, good for the second half. They'll probably be a bit more stretched, which will, I'd imagine, provide chances for Borealis on the counter, like the first half. But 56ers look just a little bit more fired up. You see Vital covering quite a bit of ground there in the middle already in this half. A bit more communication, a bit more life from them.
At any point, do you say to yourself, we have a healthy bench for the 56ers, make a substitution?
Yeah, depending what they got on their bench. But I imagine they're going to go there soon because something's going to have to change if they don't start to pull one back. If that's the game plan to go for it, which it looks like it is, they're going to have to change something up. Good pressure from Butler.
One thing I like about the play at this level is, for the most part, even within last season, even if the team is down a goal or 2, they never seem to feel that they're quite out of it. Last year, there was a game 9-5, so there's always those opportunities in the PLA.
Yeah, teams are much more evenly matched. The scores are hardly ever lopsided. So it always gives everyone a chance to stay in the game.
One thing you like if you're an Aurora fan, though, is those 3 goals early, often aggressive, giving the goalkeep no chance. As it looks like we have a 56er down on the ground. I wasn't quite sure. Did you see any contact on that? Or
no, I might have just collision of feet. I'm not sure. I didn't see it either. Looks like he'll be okay.
While we have a moment, we want to remind all the Borealis fans this game brought to you also in part of the Holiday Inn. As you cheer on the Aurora Borealis soccer team, keep the summer fun going with your family with the Holiday Inn Aurora North Naperville Summer Shop and Play Vacation Package.
Again, there's another good ball in, but no one from the 56ers going and attacking it. Haven't seen as much from Ponce and Allen as I thought we would. Mm-hmm. They've done well in the midfield, though, not to give up too much space, which is always work that goes unnoticed.
Oh, we see a good crisp pass, but picked off.
It's a good run
by
from
the 56ers. Very good play by Glenn. That's one thing I like thus far in this early onset of the season for the Borealis. Very quick strike when they need it. At any point, somebody's going to be streaking down the side as they look for it there.
Yeah, there's an abundance of speed and players willing to attack in the team, which is always nice if you can get a nice balance of defensive shape, which they've had in this game and even the previous games. Makes you hard to break down and dangerous on the counter.
As we're going to have a throw-in on the near sideline. Outstanding Tenacious D choice.
It's always interesting choices from the PA announcer. Some of it's a bit distracting when you're out there.
You know what? I was going to ask that. You ever say to yourself, wow, you're going with this. Okay. As we see Novak on the streak, left foot, crossing. Attempt, and nothing there.
It's a lovely ball.
Actually, the ball's still in play as it didn't quite hit the far sideline. So can the 56ers. That ricochets off right into the Borealis possession. You will say that things have bounced Borealis' way thus far today. Can they have the pass? They have near side. That is going to be offsides, though.
Yep.
Are you familiar with any of Tenacious D's work?
Yes,
okay.
I am.
I may or may not have a Tenacious D poster also in my office next to my Borealis scarf.
So you're a fan when this music plays then?
I am. I will be okay with that one. That's the first time I've heard him play the D. If you ever get an opportunity, one of the most epic concerts I've been to. I know our director, Tim, prefers country, so for those country fans at home, I did see Low Cash perform this week.
My brother's going on tour with Luke Bryant for work.
Really? He's a performer?
No, he's does the stage and lighting.
Wow.
So he'll be the stage manager or something along those lines, but he'll be with Luke Bryant for the fall tour.
Okay, well, Luke Bryant, he may have a future in that industry. I don't know.
Yeah.
I hear he's got a song or two that's popular.
Yeah, one or two. Here's Barry again, drifting past 3 or 4 players.
Is he going to tap off and set up? No, he's trying to push through. Pass up to Novak. Is he onside? He is. Let's see the footwork. He goes baseline, goes in, shot. Oh!
Questions.
I believe it's a goal, and it is. 56ers get a goal that ricocheted around a bit. I had thought it had hit the line. Colby, please break down what we're watching.
Well, it was great skill from Novak to get to the end line and cut it back. That's what you want. And Marquez initially made a great save, but it unfortunately fell into Chava, and the ball fell back into play, and 56ers just seemed to smash it home. That's what we're talking about, though, getting players into the box. The service is starting to come, and now the arrivals need to, and it was there. It was on point there.
So in the 55th minute of play, or excuse me, that would be let's subtract that time there. I can do math. In the 56th minute of play, it is 3-1. If your teammates, same approach, knowing you still have a little bit of time on the clock?
Well, you start to get in dangerous territory here because you shouldn't give up, especially 3 goals. But 56ers have had most of the momentum. They ended the first half with a few chances. Borealis just need to calm the nerves a little bit, get through the next 5 minutes without giving any major chances to start to kill the game off.
For what it's worth, it wasn't a direct shot as we saw on the replay. Bounced around a few times. Second chance opportunities is not something the 56ers have had so far today. So they took advantage of that. And it was almost a save with the defense of Aurora helping out.
Yeah, almost kept it out, but it's going to always be hard to from that angle.
Novak with the throw-in, high clearing kick to midfield.
And you can see Borealis starting to sit just a little bit deeper now. Freeman's slightly isolated, 2 or 3 defenders around him.
Huey Lewis in the news. I feel like I'm a disc jockey now from the 80s. Speaking about radio stations that play all of your hits, this game also brought to you in part by 95.9 The River. Rock and roll favorites, the McKay in the Morning Show with Danielle Tafano. Your requests from noon to 1 on the Rock and Roll Diner with Beth Reynolds doing the cruise with your ride home with Mitch Michaels. Again, 95.9 The River. Danielle Tofano, proud graduate and Hall of Famer of the Illinois Media School. Okay, Amadeus, sure.
Haven't heard too many sound effects.
Yeah,
Usually you play sound effects
he's usually all about the sound effects. I do not know his name. I'll have to try to locate it. Nice gentleman.
And here we go, Barry again, going with Garza. That ball heading across the line. Those lines confuse him like we're talking about. It's going to be a handball.
It's unfortunate because that was something that happened in the first game. PA announcer Jeff Mastel playing your 80s classics all the way up to Tenacious D. I wonder if he'll play Luke Bryan. Shake it for the birds, shake it for the bees, shake it for the catfish swimming down deep in the creek.
I'll assume that's a little Luke Bryan. Not much of a country guy.
We've hit the 60th minute of play. 30 minutes remaining. 3-1 your score. All 3 goals by the Borealis in your opening half. 56ers have played a very aggressive second half, finding an opportunities. That should be a whistle. At what point, you being a player yourself, at what point when you see an opportunity like that, do you say, you know what, let's just stop the action, stop the attempt, because we have a long outlet pass. Is that going to stay in? It does. As that one rolls back very near side. My question was, at what point do you say, hey, I just need to stop the momentum of the opponent and let's reset?
Well, it should have been the mindset after the goal to get out there and kill the play off. Don't let the 56ers move the ball, create more momentum, and Borealis have done a seemingly good job of it the last couple minutes here. I feel like the onslaught has died down just a little bit from the opening 15 minutes.
Again, the one goal, you can't fault Marquez for that one.
Yeah, the ball coming in from Novak was had some pace on it, and he parried it away. Just unfortunate to come off one of his defenders to stay alive in the box.
Borealis looking for some passing. They have not been on this side of the field much in this half.
No, you'd like to see them string together just a few passes here. Anytime they get the ball, they look to be going forward, just like you're talking about, killing out the momentum. It'd be a good time to knock the ball around a little bit.
Whistle going the way of the 56ers. A lot of the whistles have gone the way of the visiting Madison squad in the second half. Passes not happening. That's one thing that, and I don't know what, again, coaching has said per se, but, the 3 goals by Aurora have been just very aggressive, like you said, stretch and, running and getting the opportunity very quickly. It looked like they were trying to do a set piece and just nothing happening.
Yeah, nothing coming of it. Sure, it's coming from not having a lot of the ball, having to defending a lot at the end of the first half and a lot of the second half. You lose that sharpness offensively as the game wears on, defending for a majority of it. And as you can see, 56ers are starting to find a lot more space.
Chris pass, rolls around. Marquez with the save with the left hand, and it's going to go out of bounds, and it's going to be a corner.
He did a great job to readjust there and get a hand to that ball. It looked like that was going in.
As we see the close-up of Marquez on this one, smart play.
It looked like he had just taken a deflection off Garza, and that's a great reaction save from Marquez.
That's all that was a reaction save.
But you can see the space is starting to open up now for the 56ers. Borealis maybe starting to tire a little bit. Mind starting to wander.
Coistra with the beautiful attempt, just ricocheted away. Bicycle attempt by Novak, no good. Borealis trying to fight it away. It's 1-on-5. Do the Borealis have it in them? No, taken away 56ers. High bounce, far side. Abdul fighting for it. Slide tackle. Bounces mid. Garza tips far side. Beautiful pass. No outlet there. All players onside right now for Borealis. Let's see if they have that passing as Colby requested. Hits off the ref. Goes back to the 56ers. Near side, Barry. Barry with the long stride, beating the Aurora defense. Picked off.
Chava does well. It looks like Barry hasn't beat for pace, but Chava does well to recover.
Smart play there, I think, by Borealis. Clearing as far as you can, allow your defense to set.
Yeah, no sense of playing with it there, especially when you're under that much pressure. Like you said, get the ball off the field, reset, get your shape again, find your marks.
Freeman, the only player past mid right now. Misplay! Do we have a left-footed attempt? Whew! A lot of fans you might hear in the crowd. Whew! That was a close one. Hard to see from our angle. Referees on point this eve. Freeman able to control the pass. Far side. Borealis looking to get some aggression here.
But again, it's just right there. You'd like to see Ponce just knock the ball wide. Just keep it. Get a couple passes going. Put the 56ers under just a little bit of pressure and give your defense a little bit of a break. I'm sure Garza and Salazar trying to catch their breath.
Well, it seems as well that they're putting themselves into a trap situation.
Chava's got a lot of ground to cover here.
Footwork to the inside, going back out, then in, chipped away, and a whistle. Wow, close call. Going the way of the 56ers.
Yeah, seemed a bit soft from the referee, but.
And that's exactly what Freeman is saying right now. In the 65th minute of action, just over 25 remaining in this contest. 3-1 your score still. They're right at the 31-yard mark. They've been aggressive before. I don't see him stopping now.
Yeah, I was just going to say, the conversation we had in the first half, do you put it on target or do you put it into the box? Surprised Boltman isn't on this after the thunderbolt we had in the first half. Looks like they're going to be serving it in, though.
Abdul chips left foot. Novak going too far. And that one's going to be a goal.
He ran all by himself, though. I wonder if defense knew had gone offside, but he was all alone if that ball had gotten to him.
I want to remind everybody, is your team or club in need of new unis? If so, contact our team crew today, team at soccer2k.com. Home to over 50 high schools in Illinois. Home to over 35 clubs in Illinois. Home to over 10 rec programs. Illinois. Online coupon code BOREALISFAN. Type that one in, and you are going to get 10% off all of your soccer needs. That's a good play by Borealis. My question to you is, what are they going to have to do? They are allowing that near side pass to Barry all second half thus far.
It looks like a little bit of a mismatch there. It looks like Chava's starting to tire just a little bit, and Barry's obviously got him for speed. So he might need just a bit more protection in front of him with Hakeem coming back to help him out.
Borealis with a deeper bench, in theory, than the 56ers. Do you see any of your teammates coming into play in the second half, fresh legs, to make sure that they close out with a victory?
Yeah, there's definitely some fresh legs. You know, Eric Perez is out there. He had a great start to the season. You think that he's eventually going to see himself on the field, just give a bit more defensive stability.
Borealis attempt just over the crossbar.
And it looks like Sergio Noriega might be warming up there on the far side to come into the midfield. He'll provide some steal and some defensive cover for the back four if that's the case.
You have gone through a coaching change from not only your collegiate career and throughout your tenure as a soccer player, but here with the Borealis, what have the differences been within the coaching staff from year one to year two?
Well, the first year we had obviously C.J. Brown, and he was an amazing coach. He was a Chicago Fire legend and experience in the MLS. He spent a little bit of time over there with Manchester, just learning some things, and it was fantastic. This year, Brett has a a bit understanding of the players, a bit more cohesion within the team. Not anything that CJ didn't do, but just we were all new together last year.
Sure.
But a little bit different. CJ treated us like professionals. Our game day to day, practice to practice. Where Brett understands that some of us are. Looks like there's a player down in the box. They're going to hold the.
Wasn't quite able to see what happened as that was away from the play.
I think it's just fatigue setting in. It might be Chava.
It's going to be a corner. Taylor Pill going to come in with the corner at the near side. What have you seen so far? Again, so many corners now for the 56ers. What have you seen them do? Have they stayed the same pace? Have they switched up, what they've been approaching here?
The delivery's been a bit better from the few that we've seen, and there's a deeper ball, but still a decent delivery. Puts it back into a dangerous area.
It's a goal! Another goal by the 56ers. We were just talking about if they switch things up, header to header, back of the net. I did not see hardly any Borealis players moving. As we check the replay, brought to you by BeOnAir.com, Novak brings it back into play, and Abdul right over the head of Marquez in the 69th minute. Colby, it's a brand new game.
Yeah, it's game back on, and this is what Borealis didn't want. Fell asleep a little bit up 3-0, thought they were in cruise control, and the 56ers coming out strong, coming out with more life to them, and that was wonderful from Novak to play that ball back across rather than try to put it on target himself, and 56ers able to take advantage. Service is much better this half than it was the first half from the 56ers.
3-2 now your score. All second half 56ers. I can't recall if there's even been one good attempt on goal by the Borealis in the second half. Many by the visiting Madison 56ers, allowing this game to be one away. 56ers now in the attack looking for the equalizer.
Yeah, it looks like that change of Novak going up top by himself has seemed to really put the Borealis defense under pressure. He seems to be a bit more direct, intelligent when he has the ball. He's making good runs.
As 56ers again have possession on the Borealis half of the field. Beautiful night here at Mooseheart. Clearing pass. That one's going to bounce.
Just anywhere will do for Borealis right now. Like you said, reset. Get your shape.
Very unexpected second half if you're a Borealis fan. Right now, time cannot tick quickly enough. If you're Aurora, and if you are a fan or player of Madison, you realize you have 20 minutes left in this match.
It's going to be a very long 20 minutes for Borealis if it continues like this.
Mid-play, without clearing it away, Borealis looking for something on the offensive, and that's going to be offsides. Not much Freeman can do there as he is holding off, but you still have to be aggressive.
Yeah, it's a combination of the two. I think sometimes people forget that while the runner has to time his run, the ball has to come at the right time as well. Not much he can do. He's very isolated right now.
That's one thing we've seen this whole second half is Freeman is, he's on an island, and the 56ers have been able to defend that. Freeman tips it back in, but that goes right to the possession.
Yeah, he's going to need someone just to play off him just a little bit, so when that ball comes into him, he has someone he can knock the ball into. Looks like Sergio Noriega is about to come on for Borealis.
You've seen all three goals by the Borealis have been very quick, so hopefully this difference.
The exact same thing.
Oh, we have some players getting into it.
That white and yellow line causing some confusion.
Yeah, sure is.
Little South Park. Really dragged that on.
Yeah, he let that one go, as we already have another throw-in. Throw-in to throw-in brought to you by South Park. Chip over the top, left foot clear. Borealis, Freeman not able to head that one, but we look like we have an offensive attempt by the Borealis. That one goes out of bounds. That's going to be a throw-in by Aurora. What do you do here? You still have the 1-point lead. You do have a good throw-in. Here's the substitution. If you want to give us a brief a debriefing on your teammate.
You know, for Borealis, the biggest thing right now is they've got to find some possession. They're defending a lot, and as I've said a couple of times, the longer they defend, the harder it's going to be. They need to get the ball. They need to knock it around a little bit, ease some of the pressure on their defense, and kill some momentum from the 56ers. And it looks like Noriega's coming in on this right side to hopefully help Chava out a little bit with Barry, because Noriega being more defensive-minded.
Let's see.
And Allen dribbling himself into some trouble.
Throw in 56ers. It's been a very aggressive second half by Abdul Koistra, as he has had a firm hand in both goals by the 56ers. A sliding Borealis player, no call. And it'll be throw-in for Madison. We're in the 74th minute of play. Header Borealis. Likely to be controlled by the 56ers. That's another thing, is chipped away, and it's going to be offsides.
Don't forget, kids.
A lot of the bounces in the first half were going Aurora's way. Right now, 56ers, each and every pass is being controlled.
Yeah, they seem to have finally woken up, and they're winning every 50-50 ball, like you said, pouncing on the loose balls, and it's showing 2 goals and pressing for a third, and there's a mistake.
Oh, we have a play attempt. Borealis slide tackle.
It's a lovely challenge. All ball there.
What a play. Fans are calling for a whistle. They're not going to get it. All ball. Again, near side, Abdul passes back to mid. Barry. It seems that Aurora has cut off that pipeline of the near sideline. Let's see what the passing for Aurora can do now.
And that's what Borealis is going to be knocking the ball out of play for an injury. It's going to be Francis Delgado to replace Olin.
So
Eric Perez looked like he might be coming on as well.
Yeah, Eric Perez on the defensive side and Delgado at mid. Talk us through the substitution.
Well, it looks like Olin might just picked up an injury, and like I said, his first game of the PLA season, so it takes time to adjust. Delgado, in my mind, a bit more defensive, so I'm sure he's going to help the midfield ease a bit of pressure. And I wasn't able to see who Perez was coming in for. Oh, it was Chava. Mm-hmm. So that switch that we talked about earlier. And is it Perez and Salazar now partnering up, and Garza going out wide to cover Barry? Nope. Perez just having a word with Salazar.
Are you surprised no substitutions for the 56ers in this second half?
Yeah, very surprised. I just wonder the depth of their bench. But at the same time, why change what's working? You know, you've scored twice and you've had the ball and the chances, so maybe he doesn't feel he needs to, or he's saving a substitution.
We're now in the 77th minute, throw in, and that's going to be ricocheted right out of bounds and possession's going to go to Abdul and the 56ers. Again, not a clean second half for Aurora so far. Nice header in. Held by the Borealis. Smart header to get control by the 56ers. Back to Borealis. Pass, near side. Recently checked in Noriega. Back to Perez. Perez challenged by Novak. Novak takes possession. Novak has numbers. He looks near side for Perry. Doesn't take it. Holds on. Long shot. That one goes far right.
Very ambitious.
Well, he's gotten confidence in the second half, so you can't fault per se for thinking he had the opportunity. And here is a substitution.
Yeah, it looks like it's a defender coming off and a forward coming on. Herrera. It's going to go up top with Novak, it looks like. Looks like Lobinger is dropping back to outside defender.
De Jesus Herrera checks in. Numbers for Borealis. That one chips out of bounds. Smart defensive play by the 56ers. That's what we didn't see in the first half, is all right, the offense for Aurora is coming. What are we going to do? Well, they let them try to do too much. Right now, stop the play, set up what you're trying to do, make Aurora throw in, because Aurora hasn't had the most successful throw-ins in this game.
No, they haven't, and maybe that was a word at halftime from the coach just to clear the ball out rather than try to play with it and play your way out of trouble as it was working against them.
Getting possession is Barry, splitting through to Novak. Perez boxing out. Smart defensive play by Perez. That's a substitution move right there.
Yeah, he's a very physical player, very quick. No nonsense.
What does Aurora have left in the tank? Can they separate and make it back to a 2-goal lead, or do the 56ers have the equalizer in them? That one's on sides, kicked away by Salazar. That was a close one.
Good goalkeeping from Salazar, being alert, hasn't had much to do all half.
Perry getting in the way of Perez. We have a whistle. That's going to be a push. That's going the way of Borealis.
And Perez, for the first time all night, has seemed to get the better of Allen, or Barry there twice. Sorry, confusing Barry with Barry Allen the Flash.
Still at 3-2. That one's trickling in. Salazar. Nice throw to the far sideline. Not played properly.
A bit of miscontrol. Good recovery from Butler. Works very hard off the ball.
Borealis have numbers if they can chip forward. Let's see. They are trapped in that sideline again. Passes up. That one, ooh, just go. All of them. That's what was working in Borealis' favor in the first half. All the passes were slowing down just in time for Borealis to take a clean shot. This one, you notice anytime they're going for that outlet pass, Salazar being the aggressor, getting up there as quickly as possible within his box.
Yeah, Borealis just overplaying the ball just a little bit as they're trying to play it in, and like you said, Salazar's done a great job reading it.
I like Perez's aggression so far. Good substitution. As we are approaching the last near 10 minutes of this match, Pete Ferrari, Colby Newquist on the call as part of SportsTownChicago.com 2's presentation of all home games for your Aurora Borealis here at the Ohio Moose Sports Complex. Tale of two halves. 2 goals in the first 5 minutes of the entire match by the Borealis, getting their third in the 22nd minute, all second half, 56ers. As we reset the action here. And that one, again, Perez, Novak chips in. A few Borealis players clumped together, goes off the side of the head of Perez. But they've taken out that, they've cut off that side passageway for the 56ers.
Yeah, that was the outlet for the 56ers. Barry finding Novak, and Perez has done a good job silencing him thus far. Still 10 minutes to go. You would imagine 56ers would have one more chance at least, just the way the game goes.
Moistra is calling for it, or Coistra, sorry. Borealis playing stronger at the mid since the substitutions and that second goal. Not allowing the easy passes. Let's see if they can swing all the way around to Delgado, as there's a lot of traffic on the far side.
The first bit of possession Borealis has had in a while, and
Perez plays to the inside, takes it away. He keeps it in bounds. He cuts in. Strong tackle again by the 56ers. And that one goes out of bounds. It'll be throw-in for Aurora. Smart play by Perez. Backtrack. Novak trying to be aggressive.
And Garza, smooth as ever, rolls his way out, and great ball into Delgado.
Header near side. Campbell versus Abdul in the first half. That may have gone Campbell's way. Or Freeman, excuse me. Left foot ahead by Bultman. Back to the Borealis. Chip far side. We may have an attempt here. Looking mid. Do we have a header? Sliding attempt, no good. Oh, that was close by Sergio Noriega.
Great ball in from Will Butler. Good run from Sergio. Always difficult to hit on the slide. Almost puts it in to end the game.
As we see here from the goalie perspective, a sliding attempt. Oh, that missed by not much.
Just into the side netting.
Would you have stayed up, or was the slide the right choice in that situation?
Right choice. If you're stretching and having to reach for the ball, do anything you can to get a foot on the ball and see what happens.
In the 84th minute of action here, we thought it was going to be a blowout. The 56ers had other thoughts as they've brought it to within one in the second half. This game is always powered by the BN Air Network and the Illinois Media School. Out of bounds, near sideline.
Since that substitution of Perez, looks like Barry's lost that little bit of drive, drifting inside just a bit more to try to get the ball to make something happen, but the 56ers don't look nearly as threatening as they did.
They did not. You are correct with, Barry had the sideline the whole onset of the second half. Perez has cut that off very quickly. You made the right decision on behalf of the coach, saying that he's going to come in, be aggressive, and give you what you need on the defensive side.
You have to be sure, and like I said, he keeps popping up in the middle here, so the defense are going to make sure they don't lose track of him.
You got to give Barry a lot of consideration for a taller player. He is able to control the ball very nicely.
Yeah, very good, very light on his feet.
That's going to be throw inside of Aurora. Again, clock ticks away. We have a substitution for the 56ers. As coming into the game is Omar Roble.
But Novak making way.
What an outstanding effort, albeit he's the opponent. You have to tip your hat. He never slowed down. He never allowed himself to get out of sorts.
Yeah, you'd have to say that he was the reason that 56ers are probably back in this game. When he slid up top, he created most of the chances and played that ball across to equalize. Had a great game.
As we have a throw-in. Do you send any runners on this one, or you just try to be controlling?
Probably be a bit more conservative defensively. No need to throw numbers forward and get hit on a silly counterattack, and it looks like that's what they're doing. 4 or 5 players back.
Aggressive play, smart control by the 56ers. They cut to mid. They look far side, able to find a successful pass. Challenge by the Borealis. Bouncing around, that might be they're going to call it a corner. That was a close one. But the corners have been successful in this second half for the 56ers. Coming in to take the corner is Abdul Koristra, who has had the successful corners that have resulted in at least one of the goals.
See if they lose any aggression from Novak going off the field. Still a lot of height in there, though.
Good chip, near post. Goes a bit too far. That actually went through a few players. Controlled by the 56ers. Or are they saying it went out of bounds? My apologies.
Borealis will be in no rush to take this.
No rush. Another substitution. At this point, you're just trying to get any pair of fresh legs to make the runs. Needed to possibly get 1 or 2 final attempts.
Yeah, they're going to have to find something here in these final minutes.
As checking in is Keegan Thompson for the 56ers. Pass to mid. The aforementioned Thompson.
Kids, stick around after the game. You can go down
passes
to the
far
field,
to Boltman.
meet the players and get autographs.
It's a poor giveaway. Delgado, see what he'll do here. See if Borealis can keep the ball a little bit.
And that one goes off the side.
Good control from Freeman.
What are they going to do? He looks mid. Is he going to take an attempt? He's going to pass back. Long shot, blocked away. Possession stays Borealis. Chips near side. Will Butler goes mid. Ricochets away, and that's going to be the first corner in a long minute for the Borealis.
Yeah, it was good play from Borealis to keep the ball alive and keep the ball moving from one side of the field to the other.
One thing I liked about that as well, Colby, was they weren't quick to make an attempt that wasn't clear. They swung to the near side. We have not seen them go near side most of the second half.
Yeah, that's what they're going to need here in these closing stages is just to delay, don't give anything away. Saley looks like they may play a short corner here. Keep the ball there.
And that they do.
If any two players keep the ball in the corner, it'd be
And that's going to be a throw-in. Talk us through that strategy there. Is it merely for time?
Yep, just time wasting. Keep the ball in the corner. Worst comes out of it. The opposing team gets a goal kick. No harm done. Looks like Freeman will head back there.
Chipped away. Still Borealis possession. Outstanding footwork against the trap. Pushed down, and they're going to call the corner.
Good work from Freeman.
Abdul Koistra not the most excited with that call.
Yeah, and that's the point of going to the corner here. You win out of the corners, small throw-ins, you keep the ball here, you kill momentum. I'm sure 56ers are starting to grow frustrated. They're going to want to get the ball.
Let's see what they do. They actually might clear out and make the goal kick, or make the corner, excuse me. And they don't. They tap near. That's why I'm not a coach. And that's going to be another corner. This clock, this is taking over 60 seconds away. And you're, for those at home, Colby is all smiles knowing this is all strategy right now.
Yeah, it's the boring part of the game, but it's very necessary. A lot of experience goes into these small little gestures here rather than tossing the ball into the box.
We've reached our 90th minute here. Assuming with the 2 goals and a few injuries, that will be a goal kick. 2 to 3 minutes of stoppage again?
Yeah. Referee signaling was at 3 minutes, it looked like.
You have better eyes than I. And I had LASIK. 3-2, still your score. 56ers looking for the equalizer here. Roughly 3 minutes of stoppage is what we've seen as the signal from the officials. Do the 56ers have one more push left in them, or will the Borealis squeak away with a close victory, having been up 3-0? Pass near side. Shot. Oh, it's off the sidebar. Oh, Nelly, that was close.
Lovely vision from Butler and great run from Allen. Just a bit unlucky to hit the inside of the post.
Tip up. Oh, and they're going to say offsides. That was a close one. As we see here, let's see if we get the angle. Wow, what a close play.
Lovely strike from Allen. Keeper had no chance there.
In the first minute of stoppage time here in the second half, 3-2 your score. SportsTownChicago.com. Pete and Colby on your broadcast this evening. We thank you for joining us in what has turned out to be a very close contest between Madison and Aurora.
Short ball from the keeper. And here's Freeman.
Streaking away. Freeman over the top. Goal! Let there be light, you Borealis. Flex City.
Little Cristiano Ronaldo celebration right there.
As we see, right foot in and there. Buried it.
It's a very emphatic finish. Knew exactly what he wanted to do, and that'll be all 3 points. Lovely finish from Chris, who's had a good game. Hard when you're isolated for that long in that second half, but it's done well.
4-2, and most likely that's how things are going to end. The official...
He'll get a card for that.
I believe so. Just for excessive celebration. And there it is.
He won't mind it, though. He'll be happy with that.
'56ers have to be devastated as they had so many attempts and were trying for one more. That goal was the epitome of the first half of what we saw for the Borealis.
Yeah, and Salazar shaking his head. It was his clearance out that fell to Freeman, and a little off-the-ball action there.
But again, as we stated, as we're in the final minute, we believe, of stoppage, that was the deficit of the, as we have another opportunity here, are they going to take it all, or are they just going to try to ease off the clock? I believe ease off the clock here. Chipped away, and that is going to be a goal Whistle may be coming soon. As I was saying, though, Colby, is that the goals in the first half were, a result of outstanding aggression by the Borealis, but also Salazar stuck in between. That's where goal 4 came from as well.
Yeah, definitely, and I think Salazar probably a bit hard on himself there. But that's one of the downsides of being a goalkeeper. You make one mistake and you pay the ultimate price for it.
56ers trying for one more attempt. Good defensive play there. So truly, in my humble opinion, the substitution's a big difference maker in the second half for the Borealis.
Definitely, yeah. Perez coming in and killing the threat from Barry, and Noriega giving him a bit more support.
Corner kick goes far. Abdul tries to make an effort. Nothing there. That's going to matriculate all the way to the far sideline. Stays in bounds. Abdul getting a little aggressive. Goes in with the left. That one's going to go high. Marquez pump fakes us all. Clock continues to run. We're in our 4th minute of stoppage time. Some of the crowd starting to depart, as I think both teams know what the outcome is likely to be at this point. One fan was just cheering with a Dora the Explorer towel, blanket, some sort of warming device.
The new official flag for Aurora Borealis.
It might be that. And that's going to be it, folks. That's going to be all she wrote. 4-2, your final. The Borealis 2-0 at home. Colby, before we sign up for the evening, thoughts on this match?
Well, it was a great game, a lot of goals. Borealis might be a little bit disappointed in giving up the 2 in the second half, but they showed great mental strength and stuck it out, didn't give up the third, and found the force to kill off the game. They can take that heading into playing the Barbarians, which is going to be a huge game to determine who sits atop of the Western Conference.
As we look at the schedule one last time before we sign off for the evening, and the Bavarians away, then is a stretch of 5 home games in a row. You don't want to look ahead to that home stretch, Colby. Milwaukee is first.
Yes, all eyes are going to be on Milwaukee. They won the league last year, and I believe they're still in the Open Cup. So they're going to be a very tough team, very talented team. So Borealis is going to put all attention on that now and take the positives from this and move forward.
As we wrap things up here again, 4-2 your score. We want to thank you all for joining us here this evening. On behalf of Colby, I'm Pete Ferreri for SportsTownChicago.com, the Be On Air Network, and the Illinois Media School. For more information, go to BeOnAir.com, Be On Radio, Be On TV, BeOnAir.com. Borealis take out Madison 4-2. Colby, outstanding job. It was a pleasure. Look forward to working with you the rest of this season. Ladies and gentlemen, have a good rest of your evening.